What is up, everyone? Night Fury here from the Brothers Williams, here to have a very interesting discussion with you today. I was originally planning on having a very passionate, very emotionally embroiled video for you today, saying things like how Disney can go rot in hell and suck hut tails for all eternity, which I still kind of think they should. By the way, somebody draw some fan art of that. I want to see that. I'll put it in the comments. Give you credit for that. But something very interesting happened within the Star Wars community this past week. To give some background, the YouTuber StarWarsTheory created a fan film a couple of weeks ago entitled Vader, Shards of the Past, Episode 1. Now, this fan film was readily received by the Star Wars community with arms wide open. And, a lot of people saying things like, oh man, this is the best Star Wars fan film I've ever seen, which it is. You know it. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But, there's people saying things like it was better than The Last Jedi, better than The Force Awakens, all around better than any of the Disney-era Star Wars films that have come out within the last 6 years that Disney's owned the rights to it. Now, this was a very interesting sort of thing because before, when George Lucas was in charge of LucasFilms, he didn't really care what the fans did with it. He let us make fan films all the time. Didn't care if we made money off of it because it was promoting something that he made. And to be quite honest, I loved it. I loved being a part of that era where we were making crazy, stupid fan films because it was something we loved and enjoyed. Now, with Disney being hugely anal about their IPs, StarWarsTheory went to LucasFilms, asked if he could make this film and how he could go about doing it. They basically said, you can't monetize it, you can't crowdfund it. Basically, he had to foot the bill, the whole thing on his own, which he dropped $150,000 on this film. For a 12-minute film with what's considered probably in the film industry a very small budget, he did better than filmmakers who've been doing this for ages. And that says a lot. Not only about this guy, but about how the people that Disney is hiring don't really care about Star Wars. They don't understand it. They don't care about the fans. They're just in it for the money. And we've seen that. They've been calling the fans names like sexists, racists, misogynists, and so on and so forth. You dirty little yada sort of thing. And it's something that upset me, for sure. However, apparently a couple of days ago, it got really bad. Disney did us dirty. And by us, I mean the fans. Because apparently, Chapel, which I guess is a subsidiary of Disney, I'm not entirely sure what their thing is, basically came in, made a monetization claim on StarWarsTheory's video, and any money that would have been made was going to go to them. They were going to make all the money, and he would get nothing. I found out about this today, and I was really pissed off. Because it was like the final nail in the coffin for me that they don't give a crap about us fans, that they will do anything to get chump change. I was seriously going to go in today with you guys and say this really impassioned speech about, like Olin Rogers style impassioned, like how Disney is the corporation equivalent of a playground bully who's beating up kids while all for some lunch money. It made me so mad. And, And I've had a very interesting relationship with the StarWarsTheory channel. Because, At first I loved the fact that his stories, of what if this happened in Star Wars, basically his fan fiction writing. I was really into that. I really liked his recreation of the comics that were coming out. All around, thought it was pretty cool. But then, after The Last Jedi came out, he kind of had this sort of wishy-washy mentality. He would say things like, I didn't like it that much, and I didn't think they did good here. This is what I would have done. But then he would go and say, but who am I to say such and such against Disney and stuff like that. And it made me kind of disappointed in him. Because, he would have an opinion, but then he felt very weak-willed about it. Like, he didn't really care. He was just kind of saying it for the sake of saying it. And it's like, well, whatever, Disney's going to do what they want, and I'll just kind of accept the garbage that they give me. And it was like, dude, stand up for your opinions. Come on, man. But after hearing about what these people were doing to his passion project, like as an artist, because I'm studying to become a storyboard artist, so, art's my thing. But as an artist, this made me really mad because Disney basically came in and were hoping to make a quick buck off of someone else's hard work and then blame the fans for the fact that their movies that they came out with didn't do so great. So I was ready to just give it to the man, But then the coolest thing happened today. Not even 4 hours after the fact that I found out about all this going down, LucasFilms stepped in. They came in, told these people, hey, this isn't part of the deal that we made with this guy. Yeah, but we want to make money. No. You take down that claim right now. You don't do it again. Okay, yeah, I'll do it. Just don't hurt me. Obviously, dramatic interpretation, but for what I feel like is the first time in the 6 years that Disney has owned rights to Star Wars, LucasFilms stepped in and stood up for the fans. Because it wasn't just Star Wars Theory saying, hey, this is what Disney did to me. It was every single Star Wars community out on YouTube, on Reddit, on Twitter. Basically, the whole internet came out of the woodwork and said, no, we are not okay with this. This is not something we will stand for. And Lucasfilms listened. If not to only save face because, they made a deal saying, you can do this, but you won't make any money off of it. Sorry. But to me, it says that we still have a voice. That those of us who still love Star Wars, are impassioned by it, who are inspired by it, still have a voice, even if it's just a small one. We still have the ability to make a change in this community. That someone's out there listening to us. Seriously, I was about this close to boycotting everything Disney in the future, ever. Granted, Disney, you're still on very thin ice with me, and probably a lot of the Star Wars community out there for this whole debacle. So I'm not going to boycott you entirely, but you're real close, so you better play nice, or this will happen again. Now, I just want to end the video with a few things. First of all, to Star Wars Theory, if you're watching, I apologize for kind of just walking off and throwing you to the wayside. Because originally I'd felt like your channel was something that somewhere I could go and enjoy Star Wars again. Because, you're someone who has a like mind of, this is what I think Star Wars should be like, and I don't care what anyone else thinks, I'm gonna do this. well, after this whole debacle, General Theory, you have my full support and whatever little influence I bring with me. Now, as for the rest of you watching, the fans, this is a great day for our rebellion. This has been an incredible ride, and I missed out on it. I missed out on being a part of making a difference in something, and I don't want to miss that again. Because that's part of why I do some of these videos on Star Wars. I want to make a difference. I want to inspire people to want to make a change, either in their own lives or in the Star Wars community that we just saw recently. And I know a lot of you have come out and have joined that rebellion since The Last Jedi, but if you're just jumping in now and deciding that I don't like what Disney is doing, well, let me be the first. Welcome to the rebellion.